Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about Nebosh Safety, and this one is IGC 1 element 4. And this element 4 is health and safety management system check. How health and safety management system, how they do to check. First of all, before proceeding further, I will talk about active. You have active and reactive. So in active is how you can check, and also reactive monitor is how you can check also. So in health and safety is very necessary because also they have a planning. The first topic I talk about is about planning. Then the second topic I spoke about the last time is about how they execute, how they can do their job. That is health and safety, how it can help in society. Now I'm going to talk about how it can check, right? First of all, there are two approaches to monitoring health and safety. We have the active monitoring and we have the reactive monitoring. In the active monitoring, right, that take place before an event has happened. So this simply means that in active is when you monitor something or you do a test or you try to know how this equipment is working, right? So how you can monitor it before. Then also talking about reactive that take the place after and in response to an event, right? So this simply means that when an event has been occur, right? Let's say it's been a health issues or fire accident. So during this period, any investigation you do or to know the cause, what is the cause for that? So that one is called the reactive approach, or it's called the reactive monitoring, right? So I'm going to deliberate on this topic one by one, right? So on these 2 points, I'm going to explain what is active monitoring, right? Active monitoring involves the systematic inspection of the workplace, right, and existing safety measures to establish a comfortable with a comfortable conformance with standard and good performance, right, and non-conformance, right? So that remedies can be implemented. This basically means that active monitoring is like the approaches or the instruction or the measure that you put in place for something or for incident or accident not to occur. The measures or the observation or the risk assessment that you do, that you know that if something happen, this thing occur, there will be an accident. So that one is called the active monitoring, right? Active monitoring. So active monitoring performance standard, you have to identify the approach or the standard, and that's what level of performance is acceptable. Systematic inspection can focus on what you have: plants, premises, person, and procedure. This simply means that how this active monitoring can execute, right? You can only use it for plants, premises, where people and procedures, right? An inspection can also concentrated on one, severally, or all of these areas are systematic inspection. Ranging can also be daily, weekly, monthly, 6 months, or annually. So this simply means that these things of like plants or garden or premises areas, office or people, or procedures, right? So these things can be monitoring every every week or month or week, you understand. So this is called the active approach, where we have a systematic means that you should have a consistency every 1 week or every 2 weeks. So you need to monitor to check, right, the measures, it measures about the health and safety in every areas. So this approach is called the active approach. Then also, an inspection could also concentrate on one or several or all of these areas, and systematic inspection ranging can also be daily, weekly, monthly, 6 months, or annually. Types of active monitoring. What are the types of active monitoring? We have safety inspection, we have safety sampling, we have safety tour, we have safety survey. So now, number one, we are talking about safety inspection. This means it's a visual inspection, normally carried out with the aid of the checklist, looking at the control measures that are in place to control the risks and ensure that all these control measures has been maintained. Maybe the routes, statutories, or periodically as pre-use, right? So this simply means that these areas, you should have a checklist. Safety inspection, when you are doing safety inspection, you should have a checklist, same like when you are doing patrolling or you are doing the rounds, doctor are doing the rounds, checking if everybody is okay. So these are the same way. Even if you want to check a vehicle, so vehicle also is called safety inspection also, right? So also in facility or buildings, you want to check whether the lights are working, the doors are in good orders. So all these are safety inspections, right, to protect people, right? Then also talking about safety sample, that is number 2. Safety sample is an in-depth look at the representative sample only. So this simply means that just to look at the sample, just look at, like if you have a 10 building, you just look at the outside, or you look at one building, you say this one is okay. You have one car, you just do inspection of just one car as a sample. This one is okay. So this is what they call safe sampling. Then we have about safety tour. A tour of an organization with a simple manager showing the commitment to health and safety, and with the focus on looking at the safety standard generally and their implementation. So these are just a normal routine, like touring, you check in some little area that you see something that okay, then you assume that everything is okay, right? Then we're talking about safety survey. What is safety survey? Is a details looking at the effectiveness of one particular issues or topic. So survey, if you know that okay, now this place there is so many hazard, like there is overheating, right? So you will pay attention on one area, that this area, because of the overheating, it needs this certain safety measures, right? So that is what is called safety survey, right? You do a survey on one particular area, right? Then I proceed further to talk about reactive monitoring. What is reactive monitoring? Reactive monitoring involves looking at an accident, right? For example, looking at an accident and other safety related incidents to find out what went wrong and identify the action to put it right, so that there will be no reoccurrence. So this simply means that in the reactive, this means accident has already happened, or something has already happened. So what are you going to put measures for this thing not to reoccur, not to happen again? The measure, the solutions you will use to solve this problem, right? Then information about what has failed may come from. So how we can get information about what have failed, right? Let's say if reactive simply means that if something accident happen, to know the cause of the accident, or let's say there is a fire, to know the cause. How you can know the cause? Number one, data on accidents, then or incidents, health, ill health, and near missing. Short data may be unavailable because it is based on historical information and may not be reflected a true and a actual picture. So you're talking about data. Then number two, you have to check for complaints or concerns voiced by the working force through a consultative channel or a safe working representative. Then number three, evidence from external agency involve enforcement notice, right? So that one can help you also to get information to evidence through an external agency. Then also, I'm going to talk about the process and purpose of investigating incidents. So this simply means that how we can investigate incidents, like if a fire happened here or there is an accident, right? A vehicle lost, there is an accident. So how can you investigate what is the reason for that one, right? So we have to look at the roles and function of investigation. Incidents, being the accident results in loss, injury, or death, near missing should be investigated to find the cause and prevent a reoccurrence, right, for it not to happen again. Other possible reasons for investigating an accident are: one, why you investigate an incident or accident. One is to identify the immediate or the root cause of that incident. Then number two, to identify the corrective action to prevent the reoccurrence, for it not to occur, right, to prevent it. Then number three, to record the facts of the incident, to record the facts. What is the reason, the logical reason, right? Then also number four, for legal reason, right? For legal reason. Then number five, for claiming management. Number six, for staff morale. Number seven, for disciplinary purpose, right? That's why for disciplinary purpose. Then number 10, for data gathering purpose. So that's why you need investigation. Then most minor incidents can also be investigated and resolved by the supervisor, but more serious incidents may require the intervention of the safety or the worker representative together with the management team. Different type of incidents. What are the different type of incidents? You have injury accidents, you have damage only accident, they have near missing, they have dangerous occurrence, they have work related ill health incidents. So I'm going to explain them bit by bit. Number one, injury accident. It means an unplanned, that is because accident is inevitable, it can occur at any time. So that's why here in injury accident is an unplanned, unwanted event which lead to personal injury of someone. Then number two, damage only accident. This is also an unplanned or an unwanted event which lead to the damage to equipment or property, right? So damage can refer to property or equipment, whilst injury is for human being. Then near missing, it means an unplanned or unwanted event that had the potential to lead to injury or damage or loss. but did not do so. So this simply means that nearly, like when they say it nearly happened but it doesn't happen, right? Let's say a house burn here, maybe another house almost want to burn, right? Or a fuel tank gets burnt here, right? Because of the area was secure, so another place just nearly want to burn, but it was okay, right? So dangerous occurrence. What is dangerous occurrence? Is a specific event that has to be reported to the relevant authority by the statutory law. So dangerous occurrence is when something very dangerous happens, you can only report it to the authorities, right? Then working related ill health incidents. Example like disease or medical condition caused by a person work can refer to as psychological illness, that is madness, right? We're talking about accident ratio, right? What are the accident ratio? Accident ratio, often referred to as accident triangle, displayed the relationship between a numbers of accidents with a different outcome. Research shows that this relationship form a triangle with the most serious outcome being the least numerous at the top, right? And those with the potential high numbers but less serious results forming the basin. According to the Frank Bard, one serious injuries to 600 nearly missing events. What we mean by basic investigation procedures? The basic investigation procedures, we will talk about step 1. Step 1 means gathering information. So first of all, you have to gather information. How you can gather information? In number 1, we talk about securing the scene, that's where the incident happened, and collect every witness that are there. Then also collect the factual informations, including physical layout of that environment and the condition, etc. Use the plan or diagram to measure or take photos, etc. Then also you have to interview any witness around. Then you have to also examine the approach or the documents. Then company policy or the risk assessment where this incident occur, or the training record or maintenance record. So this depends on which situation happen. Like for example, company policy. If like someone did something in the company, you check the company policy. Like risk assessment, if somebody gets injured, you know that, oh, it's because of this iron, because of these cars, so you will know that this is the cause, right? Then step number 2 in the investigation, you have to analyze information. How we can analyze the information? It is necessary to draw a conclusion about the immediate and the root cause of the accident. The root cause of the accident. Number 1, you have to identify the cause. How we can identify the cause? Are the unsafe acts on the part of the worker? You have to check whether it's the part of the cause of the worker working through an oil spill, unsafe condition in the working place. That is an example. Let's say someone, there is a spill of toxic chemical on the floor. So someone or some staff is working along that place, then become affected of this toxicity, right? Then also is underlying or root cause of any problem are the things that brought about the immediate cause. You have to check. That is management system or failure, or lack of adequate supervision, or lack of training, or lack of maintenance, to check for the root cause. Then also some accidents will have one immediate cause and one underlying cause, but other are complex and have a multiple cause. Then step number 3, you have to identify a suitable control measures. How you can identify a suitable control measure? These stages involve determine what should be done to prevent future incidents with a similar underlying cause, such as 1. Improving safety and skill training. Right, that is control measure. You have to improve training or safety trainings so people will know about that area, about that community. Then improve management and supervision control, how you can improve supervision, monitoring, right? Then also you can change working practice and implement a positive safety culture. Then step number 4, you have to plan the remedial action. We are still talking about the control measures. So now, step number 4, you have to plan a remedial action, usually in the form of an action plan which identify the priority or the time scales or the responsibility, right? Responsible person. Right, so that is how we can plan. Then we are going to talk about organization requirements for recording and reporting. So this is self-explanatory. So in every place you have to do your recording, any incident or event that is occurring in the data, whatever things, you have to document it on your Excel, right? So we are going to talk about organization requirements for recording and reporting, right? Recording and reporting. Worker normally report incidents in their own immediate line or manager verbally, following by the completion of an internal incident report. Organization should be defined clearly the terms of incident that has to be reported. Organization should be defined clearly the type of incident that has to be reported. Workers should also be encouraged to report all relevant incidents. There are several reasons why worker might not report incidents. What are the reasons why sometimes worker will not report some incidents? Because 1, there are unclear organization policy, no report system in place, overlying complication report procedures, then extensive paperwork. Maybe if they have extensive paperwork, then take too much time, because maybe it takes too much time to write that report. So those are the reasons why sometimes workers don't write reports, because maybe the organization policy, then maybe because report system, there is no report system, how we can go about it. Then complicating the report procedure, you have to go through this person, go through this staff, go through this department, so complicate. Then extensive paperwork, maybe too much writing also, then it take long time, right? Then also I'm going to talk about, on the same topic, blaming culture and appetite, right? Appetite also. Then lack of training or on policy procedure. Maybe the person don't have the knowledge how to write these policy procedures. Then I'm going to talk about incident recording often involve completion of a standard accident record form or book or typical content. What is involved in this incident recording? Number 1, the names and address of the casualty or the incident that happened. Then number 2, the dates and time of the accident, right? Then the location of the accident, then details of injury, if anybody injured, the details, then details of treatment given, whether they give first aid, right? Then description of events that caused this injury, description, then details of any equipment or substance that involve any equipment, then witness names and contact, if there is any details, any witness around, then details of person completing the record, then signature, right? So those are the process of incident recording. Then we're talking about data collection and analysis and communication, right? So information from incidents and recording can also be extracted or analyzed to provide answer to the following questions, right? So number one, we say, what is the trend in the accidents or the incidents rates over the last 5 years? Then what are the most common types of accidents, right? Then what are the most common type of injury? Then also, between what time of the day do most accidents occur? Then which part of the body is mostly frequently injured? Then which department has the highest accident rate? Then what is the accident rate trending for a particular part of the organization? Then where do most accidents occur in the workplace? So this one is I've already explained. Information from incident recording can also be extracted and analyzed to provide the answer for the following questions. So those are the questions that I asked. Then we go further to ask, incident data and its interpretation will also be interesting too. One, directors to update shareholder. This one incident is important for director, then for senior management to develop their policies and also allocate resources, right? Then it's also important for the health and safety for the community to help improving the organization strategy. Then also it's important also for worker representative, that is to help protect the interests of the worker. Then also for workers themselves. So this incident data is also important for all of this reason, right? For directors reason, then for senior manager to improve on their policies, then for health and safety, then for worker representative, then for workers themselves. Then reporting events to external agency. Reporting event to external agency like police, first aid, firefighter, or HSC, right? Let me explain about reporting events to external agency. All fatal accidents and certain disease must be reported promptly to external agency. That is ILO. Recommend. The ILO is an international labor law, or the ISO, international standardized organization, or the international labor organization, or the occupational safety, health and safety, right? So the ILO recommend a code of practice and set out a report procedure in the protocol to the Occupational Safety and Health Convention in 1981. They put it in their convention, and a recommendation 9194, right? This is lesson learned. One of the most important phrases of the incident report regarding an investigation is the action that is taken as a result. This is often published internal as lesson learned, so that the improvements can also be made as a result of the incident, and so that the organization is seen to take such a matter seriously. This should also be carried out with a breach that of confidential of the injury of a person. So basically, what we are trying to say is that you have to, any issue that happen, any accident happen in every company, they should have a specific report they need to write, because in case maybe a worker, a staff cut his leg or get injured, right? So with that a document is what the staff will able to have is benefits, right? So without that document, sometimes company will take advantage of the staff. So that's why the ILO, which is the International Labour Committee, the International Labour Organization, they put a law that every company should have their laws, and their laws, right, they should follow every report. And this report can help people or help staff in terms of when they have an accident, so it can help them. They can able to have their own compensation. So that's why the ILO is more important in the world today, because it control the measures, it control labor law, it help people, because otherwise people will use other people for employer will use other staff as a human trafficking, right? So I stop here. Thank you very much.